Hello there and welcome to a live stream. Yes, I'm actually going live. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Welcome everybody. Today we're going to have a live Ascension Q A. Yes, because we've been talking about Ascension a lot. I've been making a lot of videos about it, and there are so many questions that have popped up on my channel in the comments, so I want to do a live Q&A. And I have my computer right here, so just so that you're wondering that I'm looking down here. Yes, we have 19 people in the house. Hello. Loa, Lawaya, Prometheus. Hello there. Thank you so much. It's so fabulous to be live. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I just came back from Germany. I'm back in Canada right now. And I just felt the need to go live and connect with all of you. Fabiana from Brisbane. Hello there. Let me see. Oh, I can read it better down here. Oh, everybody's coming in. Hello. Welcome everybody. We're going to do a live Q&A about Ascension. Yes. The Big Bang, that's gonna catapult us into 5D, into New Earth. Okay, I'm just gonna turn down the volume on my computer. All right, officially a party, Coffee Cat, yes! Hello from Charlotte, Sharon, Mel. I wanna say thank you so much, everybody. You have been supporting me so much on this channel and bringing through so many beautiful comments. I read every single comment. So thank you so much for being here all the time. 41 people in the house already with practically no announcement. That's brilliant. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I already have one big question that I pulled out that actually prompted me to do this video about Ascension from my last video. So if you guys have questions about the Ascension process, think about it. Write down your questions. So I'm gonna answer one first from the comments, but if you have questions, I'm just looking at the chat here, please put them together on a piece of paper. You have yours already? Yes, don't ask it yet because I won't see it, but later on I'll try to answer them. I don't know everything, of course. I don't know everything. I'm not the super expert about this, but I'm going to try to bring in my Council of 12, my Galactic Council, to help me with answering these questions. So let's tune in just a little bit right now. Okay, are you ready? Let's tune in. Let us tune in. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Call in your spirit guides. Send them to me too. Let's all have a spiritual party together. Thank you. I call in my Galactic Council of 12 to help me channel answers that make sense to your questions. Thank you. Okay, I'm seeing my Pleiadian guide, the star commander there. I'm seeing the whale from the parallel dimensions, who represents my very first incarnation in the body, which was a whale being in the parallels, right? The Pleiades came afterwards. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, I'm seeing Elron, the Arcturian from the Arcturian Council up there. He's there too. They're all there. Okay. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready for this. Beautiful. So 55 people in the house. Yoo-hoo. Thank you so much. Ooh, whales in Maui. Oh my goodness. I went swimming again today because I just can't live without the water, right? And also, you may have heard it, whatever starseed you are, it always manifests in the body. So because I'm getting more aligned to my starseed origin more and more, I think that's why I have a little bit of, problems. Perhaps losing the weight, because the whales need a little bit of weight to feel good. That's my excuse anyways. Okay, guys. All right, so I want to start. Let's start this off. So my last video about the 12-12 portal, right? A lot of you resonate with it. Thank you so much for all your beautiful comments. I have one comment which left me kind of going, wow. And I totally understand this. And I think a lot of you are feeling this as well. So Joyce Van Pelt, 6 days ago, commented on the last video where I talked about Ascension, where I talked about really feeling that heaven on earth, feeling the alignment, feeling the fifth dimension already, the synchronicities coming, where I talked about the homecoming, remember that? And then Joyce Van Pelt said this: this date has come and gone, and nothing. Just like so many dates do on these higher self sites. Old Sheldon Needle told everyone that no one would be left behind several years ago. Many Christians also look for the return of Jesus soon on YouTube, and nothing. Often wonder if anyone is correct. I'm 74 now and nothing seems to change. Thought I lived a very moral life and was a vegetarian from childhood. I also followed the New Age literature back in the 60s and 70s and nothing happened, says Joyce, okay? All right. It goes on. Nothing happened then either, except people just getting ill and dying. I knew about the veil, reincarnation, karma, and so forth from a very young age. Many I knew back then believed were very positive, and today nearly all I knew then are now dead. It is rather easy to believe when you are well, strong, and young. At age 74 and a widow, life no longer seems rosy. Perhaps I will one day know the truth, but perhaps it is not God's will that I know in this life. If I ever return to Source, I will never want to look back on this temporal world of suffering, greed, cruelty, conflict, war, forgetfulness, tears, parting, pain, and suffering. Wow, wow. Do you guys feel this? Do you guys feel this sometimes? I want to know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know what you think about that, because don't listen to them. Well, the thing is, every soul, every person's experience is valid, okay? Every person, whatever they feel, whatever they're going through is absolutely valid and true. And you cannot deny that. And I absolutely understand this. I understand this. And I see a lot of comments of you that are going through so much and have done so much work and are saying, why is nothing shifting for me? Yes, everyone is talking about they're ascending and they're feeling so aligned and everything's happening. Why isn't it happening for me? That's the big question, right? So I'm going to attempt to answer this question a little bit, okay? And I don't want to sound harsh. I don't want to sound that I know it all, but I'm going to attempt to answer this question. And if you have insights, put your insights in the comments right now. Okay, let's have a conversation about this. So the first reason why you may not be feeling that you're a part of this is because you as a soul are in a very different situation and vibration as every other soul, okay? We are not the same. We are not the same. We all have a different path and journey. We have all had different traumas. We have made different choices. We have different levels of negativity. That means the choices we have made may have brought us into a place right now that is very, very difficult, that is traumatic, that is negative. Each one of us has different traumas or things to heal in our soul, right? Each one of us is at a very, very different level. So if you feel you're not taking part of Ascension, you may, at this point in time in your soul's evolution, have gone through really difficult times, a lot of traumas, a lot of past life situations where you could not make positive choices, right? You may have a lot of healing to do. And that's why you are not yet feeling the effects of the ascension that we're going through, right? Maybe in your life, you're in a very dark night of the soul, and the dark night of the soul comes before we burst through to the other side, right? Does that make sense? So we each have a different journey. And when we are talking about the different dates, you know, the portals that are opening, 2020, I feel is going to be amazing. But it's like this, the splitting of the timelines is very recent. And throughout all the ages, Ascension has been available to us, right? Why do we talk about the Ascended Masters? 2,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, there were always souls here who were able to ascend. Those are the Ascended Masters, the very few. But now, the collective and our Earth Mother Gaia is actually ascending. So this being an Ascended Master is available to more and more and more and more of us. And basically, a lot of us are ascended masters, right? The ascended masters of yore were very few, very, very few, because the ascension energies, the ability to move into a different density, a different vibration here on Earth was very limited. But now the whole planet is shifting, and it is really, really, really true. And each time, what Joyce talked about, you know, another date comes, we say, oh, this is a portal, this is going to be great, and nothing happens. There are global energies. There are energies from the earth, there are energies from above, there are vibrational shifts that are happening that are available to you. But maybe you cannot access these, or you choose not to, or you don't have the consciousness, the vibration to be able to access these and tap into these energies. And more of us are having this. We have more and more possibilities to heal ourselves. We have so many opportunities to undo our karma. You know that I believe very much, and I work with this every day, that we have a lot of past life blockages, past life karma. We have so many cycles, choices that we've made that bring us to where we are now. And if you have a lot of healing to do, then you cannot see or feel or access the ascension energies quite yet, right? Does that make sense? So that is what's happening. But the energies right now and the ascension process is truly, truly accelerating and being more available to more and more and more of us. Remember in the last video when I said the splitting of the timelines, we are 3D here. And we're still living in the third dimension. I'm living in the third dimension. You're living in the third dimension physically still, but the timeline has split. The ascension process has to happen somehow, right? There has to be some sort of crossover, shift, and that's what's happening now. There's a splitting of the timelines, there's a shift, and we are, as a collective, able to move onto the higher dimensional timeline as a mass, as a large part of humanity. It used to be only one person, maybe like Jesus or Babaji or Buddha or Mohammed, whoever you feel is an ascended masters. They're all ascended masters, right? But now we are all becoming ascended masters because we're all like in a pack, vroom, 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 in a pack, moving up in this timeline. Now, a big part, the greatest part of humanity is still in 3D, and it is very chaotic. And the 5D split timeline is available, but if you are in a difficult place, you cannot see it, you cannot access it. It's difficult, you cannot take action to open up to it, right? Hello, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Yes, so the other part of it is you have to take a little bit of action, all right? If you're just sitting, okay, yes, we're ascending, okay, there's another portal coming, and you sit there and you do nothing. You just kind of observe and you do nothing. You don't take any action to work on yourself, to heal yourself, to meditate, to try to open yourself up to the finer densities. If you just kind of, you know, keep living in a brutal type of lifestyle and not evolving your consciousness. Consciousness, timelines are just consciousness, Stephanie says. Exactly. If you don't evolve your consciousness, if you don't do a little bit of spiritual work, then it's not going to happen for you as fast. Okay? It's kind of like this. Ascension or spiritual awakening is a little bit like losing weight, right? You can sit on the sofa all day and like you know exactly what you have to do to lose weight. You understand it. You totally get it, but you sit on your sofa and you don't change anything. Then you're not going to lose weight. I think with spiritual awakening and accessing your higher self, accessing your guides, accessing the higher realms, accessing the ascension timeline is like that. You can't just sit on your sofa, do absolutely nothing and kind of intellectualize everything. Yes, I understand. Oh, beautiful, it's a portal. So when am I going to ascend? You sit there and you do nothing. You can't do that. Okay? You can't do that. You have to do your spiritual practice. Obviously, you have to do something for it, right? Yes, actually, says Orlando. You do have to do something. You have to actually, I mean, you don't have to go crazy, like I always say, and meditate 3 hours a day, but you have to take some sort of action. You have to, I would say, just do what feels good for you. If it's meditation, hello there, everybody. Thank you. if you want to meditate, do yoga, go do visualization, do Reiki, learn a spiritual modality, learn how to do something. Don't just consume the spirituality, learn how to do it, right? You have to. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm seeing your comments. You really have to take action, okay? You can't just sit on your sofa and expect to ascend. I mean, some people say nobody will be left behind, but I don't agree. I think people will be left behind. I am sorry. The souls that choose negative orientation, think about it. How can they ascend? How can they live in a high vibration if their own vibration is very, very low, right? Souls who choose a negative orientation just will not come back anymore. Once the 5D timeline has taken over and the 3D timeline ceases to exist, right? I feel that it's going to fade, I don't know when, in a few generations. It's not going to be that fast. Then they will not be able to incarnate. We don't want those negative souls in 5D, do we? No. But I feel every soul has an opportunity of several lifetimes to connect to the light, to change. Yes. Oh, and I have a donation there. Thank you so much. TC, I see you. Thank you. Thank you. 100 times abundant blessings back to you. Thank you. So that's, I feel, how it's going to be. All right. So if you are not feeling that you're ascending and nothing is working for you, you have the opportunity to really start connecting to the light, to keep making your effort, to keep doing your practice. Because in the end, even though it may really seem harsh, everything is a reflection. Everything around you, your whole life is a reflection of you, right? Because you create your reality, right? And the choices you make have actions that come after it. So every choice you make has a consequence. And that's how you create karma. So the thing is that if you have a lot of stress and chaos around you, it is a reflection of your choices, of your karma, maybe of your wounds. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person, but it means that you have a lot of work still to do. Does that make sense? I hope that doesn't sound too harsh, but in the end, if you say, and another is Praying Mantis here. Do you guys read Praying Mantis's comments? Praying Mantis! Oh my goodness. You're having a tough time. I feel, when I see your comments, I feel, oh my goodness, Manuela. Oh, tia mia bonita. Gracias, muchas gracias. Love you too. She's been with me since my old channel, the Tarot channel. Thank you so much for that donation. So, Praying Mantis, are you here? You're going to see this Praying Mantis. On every video, she shows her pain and suffering. And it is real. It truly is real. Everybody's experience is real. But, there was a Praying Mantis on your screen today. Ah, yes. The thing is this. The situation that you're in is your responsibility, right? Where you can start if you're feeling that everything is just happening to you is to start to take responsibility for your life, for your situation, and say, I created this somehow, somewhere, maybe in a past life, I made a bad choice. Because where you're born into, it's always karmic. You're born into a situation that is karmic. You cannot be born into a situation that doesn't match your vibration, right? So that's the thing. So if you feel that everything is happening to you, try to take responsibility no matter what, and try to make one choice that is more aligned, then another choice that is more aligned, then another choice that is more aligned, and you will be able to move up. Everybody has the opportunity to connect to the light, to make better choices, to raise their vibration, and to ascend. Okay? Yes. Thank you, Manuela. So that is that long answer to the question I was reading first. And also, yes, I have a couple of notes I actually made here on my board here. So every soul is also born with a different history. For example, are there some of you who know that are Andromedans from the Andromeda galaxy? Andromedan souls? The Andromeda galaxy is an angelic realm, and the Andromedans are angelic humans walking on Earth. And it is such a beautiful, positive realm there. So when you come to Earth, sometimes you you don't really know what you're getting yourself into. You are. Michaela, yes. It's like you think, I'm going to go resolve negativity. I'm going to help. I'm a light worker. And then boom, you're dropped in and you see all this chaos. You see the war. You see the negative happenings. Everything is like, wow, and it's a little too much. And then you start spiraling downwards. You start being disempowered, making negative choices because it's just too much. It's too much. And of course, then you get into a very negative cycle where you feel like you are just stuck and drowning. So that is a big factor too. What kind of starseed are you? How many times have you incarnated? What is your soul purpose here? Right? So those are also factors of why you feel you may not be ascending or, you know, breaking through or being part of this ascension process, this higher consciousness. Another thing is that once you do become conscious, the consciousness cannot be undone, right? You can't undo consciousness. Once you're conscious and seeing everything, then life becomes harder. You can't just, you know, remember when you were young, it was just, everything was simple. You were happy. You just lived the summers. You just lived your life as a child. You didn't worry about much. Once you become conscious, right, you cannot undo it. And then it's like, wow, you see everything. You want to be part of it and life becomes more complicated and you have to start doing your work, right? Okay, so that's the question and the answer that I had. I hope that makes sense. So now I'm going to look at, I see the chat. I'm going to look at questions. Now I'm going to try to answer questions about ascension. Ascension. You cannot unlearn. That's right. So go ahead with your questions. Let's see if I can answer some. All right, let's see. You cannot unlearn. Yes, once you realize where you're from, it makes so much sense. Let me see. Oh, they're going so fast. Yes. Does understanding our starseed origins affect our ascension process, and if so, how? Thank you, Adalasia. Thank you so much. Double abundance to you. So, knowing your starseed origin, I feel, helps you open up to your multidimensionality, right? Once you know where you're from, you have that resonance, so much opens to you. Your whole consciousness opens. And the more your consciousness opens, the more aligned you can be to your soul and the more you can ascend. So yes, I think it does make a difference. Every piece of consciousness that we get truly helps us ascend. Thank you so much. Javibar, I see you. I see you. Thank you so much. Double abundance to you. Triple 100 abundance to you. The Eye of the Hurricane. I see. Did you have a question there? Okay, let me see here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to see the questions. Once we wake up, we can't go back to sleep. That's so true. Yes. Okay. Let me see. All right, more questions. I'm trying to read this at the same time. Okay. Let me see more questions. Samara, yes, live. Thank you so much, everybody. How do you know if you've broken... Oh, how do you know if you have truly broken family bloodlines? Okay, family karma, bloodline karma can be very heavy for specific, I would say, especially if you feel if you are born, if you live in a very ethnic or very close family bond. And I would say it's difficult to really explain how you know. I would say if you feel no more attached, if you don't feel that attachment to your family, I would say. It's hard to know. It's hard to know. I do a lot of karmic clearing and I do clear a lot of bloodline karma, a lot of bloodline karmic vows, contracts, bonds. There is a lot of that. And how you can tell how you have like undone any kind of karma is by the results. Basically, the results is the only thing that can really show you. Okay, so everything is cause and effect, right? And if you have really cut through your bloodline karma, you should see a difference in the results in your life. You should really see a big difference. You should see physical results. You should see that you have certain problems, or that you had certain problems that are now resolved. You should feel better. You should feel free. So the way to check any kind of karmic bond or healing that you have done is through the results. You see the results in your life. Everything is a mirror, right? So I'm doing a lot of mirror checking these days. So like I said in the last video, my life has been going so smooth. In the last few months, there's been such a huge shift in consciousness for me personally, so that when something goes wrong, when something shows up that's like, oh, I don't like this, this is not good, I look at it. I don't say, oh, what has happened to me? I say, how does that mirror my own soul? How does that mirror a part of my life that is not healed? What am I doing wrong that is showing me this result? So the only way you can know how you've resolved anything is by the physical results in your life. Are things going better? Have you resolved a problem, right, that you've been having? Is your situation better? Are your relationships better? Is your finance better, right? Thank you, Adrian. Much appreciated. I see you. Abundance back to you. Thank you. So change requires change. Absolutely. So that's how you can tell by the results. Another question, is it okay to be indifferent or neutral? Oh, it went away. Let me see. I have been forgiving, but it's hard to celebrate my love for some of my adversaries. I think absolutely it's okay to be neutral. I would say detached is a good word. Detached, right? I think it's actually showing a higher vibration rate if you are detached, cool, calm. You don't have to be, oh, I love you. Being detached, I think, is a very peaceful and good state of being. So I think that's okay. I think it's okay. Okay, any more questions? Why is the Ascension sucking the energy out of me so much? I feel like it's hard to complete the process. My body feels like lead. Oh, you're not the only one. You are not the only one. The thing is this, that our bodies are actually changing. I feel lately I've gone through 2 different processes. And on the 8th, 0808, I made a video because I channeled, my Sirian line being channeled a meditation for crystalline cell awakening, right? The DNA, the cells in our body are carbon-based. We hear about this a lot in 3D. And the 5D is crystalline-based. Crystalline-based. Thank you so much, Starcrust. Thank you. So I feel that when our bodies are physically changing, and that's going to be really hard. I mean, can you imagine your whole structure is changing from carbon-based to crystalline-based? It's like the molecules are actually changing in your body. So I also go through days where I'm just, I just have to rest and relax. And I just listen to that call of my body needing rest, because think about it. If you feel like lead, if you're sleeping a lot and then you come out with crystalline DNA, that's worth it, right? And you got to give your body that rest. You have to. Does that make sense? And I mean, ascension symptoms, we've heard about it. It's like, you know, the 3D timeline is here. The 5D timeline is here, and we're like, it's like growing pains. It's like a tooth being ripped out. It's it's hard on us. Does that make sense? Yes. Headaches, ringing in the ears. Yes. Why can I never remember any dreams? They're important. It bothers me a lot. Okay. The dreams. Why can't you remember them? There's several reasons. It could be just a blockage. It could be a blockage. It could be that you have some astral problems, right? It could be that your higher self right now just doesn't want you to remember the dreams. I don't know. There could be several reasons. What you can do is, when you go to sleep, do some self-hypnosis, okay? Hypnosis is good. I'm a hypnotherapist, just by the way. I used to work a lot with people doing hypnosis. So I would do some self-hypnosis before going to sleep and just say, I want to remember any relevant dreams that are beneficial for me tonight. And you go to sleep and you'll be surprised that really works. It really works. Just put your intention on unblocking that and wanting. Try that. Try it. But like I said, there could be many reasons for not remembering your dreams. There's a whole astral realm theme where you could have negative astral travel, where you can't move from the third to the fourth dimensional, mention that state, or from the fourth to the fifth. There's many different things there. So I can't answer that very well, maybe. Okay, let's see. Oh, many questions coming in. Let's see. Stop, it's going so fast. Difficulty being able to visualize and receive visions. Lydia asks, when I try to look with my third eye, I can't really see anything, just darkness. Even memories seem hard to visualize. Advice. Okay, third eye, visualize. It's a matter of practice. That's what I truly believe. It's a matter of practice. What I would do some guided meditation. Do you do those, Lydia? Guided meditation or hypnosis right here on YouTube. I would start with those because they are really, really good for getting the flow of your imagination and your visualization going. I have yet to have had any client who couldn't visualize, right, when I was doing hypnotherapy. Sometimes it's just the technique, it's just the practice. So I would look for some really good hypnotherapists or guided meditation people here on YouTube who have, I would say Michael Seeley is one of my favorites. I also have a hypnosis channel, but I don't have much on there. So I would do that. Does that make sense? The issue is money. I feel it is wrong to take from others since I'm doing something I love. No, Michaela, that is wrong. Don't feel guilty. Wow. Okay. I know what you mean. The thing is that what you love, what you're good at, is your genius zone. And other people are needing this. And you have to have a value exchange to be in an equal relationship with money, with other people. It's really important, right? So the thing is, if you don't want to take money for what you're good at, then it makes other people feel bad too, right? There has to be an equal exchange or else you're not going to thrive. It's just so important. Like balance in all things is important. Balance, equality, like in a relationship, the give and take. And if you have something to give and someone wants to receive that, it's also a relationship and it has to be balanced. So there has to be a value exchange. And if you give value with what you love, then another person is happy to give you value with money, for example, right? So it's so important that you don't feel bad about that. Because if you're not abundant, how can you give of yourself? That's how I see it. That's just a short explanation. Does that make sense? Right? Okay. Do we have to continuously ask the same question over and over again? It is frustrating. Truth in me. What question? I don't know. I'm sorry. The thing is, the questions are going so fast, I can't answer them all. You will just email me. Truth in you. What do you want to ask? Truth in you. How can I answer all these questions at the same time? Oh, don't be mad. Don't be mad. All right. You're going LOL now. Okay, so you're not mad, right? I'm going to try to scroll up. Truth in you. What did you want to ask? What did you want to ask? Okay, write your question again. I'll see it, all right? Solar flash bringing in 5D energies. I don't know about that solar flash right now. Don't know. I'd have to ask them and tune in for any other major events. So, truth in you. Ask your question now. Okay. Ever since I was little, grew up knowing I'm a starseed with a soul contract. I always wondered if our star families will come down to take us to our galactic home. Will our star families come down to take us? To take us to our galactic home? I don't think so. I don't think they will. Honestly speaking, I think in 5D there will be truth in you. Okay, okay. Okay, Tristan, I'm trying to do these two questions at the same time. Geometric shapes and see different faces. Okay, I will get to you afterwards. Now, I feel in 5D, on New Earth, when we're there will be full disclosure. All right, we will remember who we are. We will know where we came from. We will not be afraid. We will have full starseed consciousness. And that means that our starseed families can actually physically come down and land here on in spaceships, for example, because it won't be freaky for us anymore. And I think we can probably then like go with them and fly around if we want as well. I think it'll be like that. But I don't think it's like they're going to come and take us home, because I feel that you're right, what you said about having a contract here. Like, we chose to step into the Earth's incarnational cycle. That's almost everybody, right? So it's like we chose to come from wherever we were, usually a higher density, to say, okay, this is Earth. I want to be part of that project for whatever reason. I want to be part of that project, and I'm going to jump in. And usually you can't just jump in and jump out. Usually not. Usually you commit to an incarnational cycle of several hundred lifetimes. It's just like you don't want to take a trip to another country for one day and come back, right? You usually go there for a while. And it's like that. You go there for a while. So you did choose to come here, and when you enter, it is kind of like you're committing to something. And so when you start to incarnate, you create karma, you create contracts, you create lessons here in your lives. And those things which you create in 3D, you can only undo in 3D. So if you've created a lot of karmic blocks and contracts and vows and entanglements with other souls and things, you know, in each incarnation that you have, when you come back down, that is still there. So usually we have a lot of karmic follow-up to do. That's why we have to kind of come back. We can't just say, okay, I went there, I'm leaving. It's usually a longer term commitment. So I don't think that, to answer your question, I don't think that they're going to come and take us away. I think it's up to us to finish our karmic cycle, so we can then say, okay, now maybe we want to go back where we came from, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense, guys? Yes. Egyptian prince waving a sword a couple of nights ago. Okay, but now to come back to the other question. Okay, you're seeing geometrical shapes and faces, right, when you're meditating. Okay, the geometrical shapes may be downloads, okay? They may be downloads, coded downloads, that will unfold in the following days and weeks as knowing. Okay, it's kind of like light codes. Okay, when we meditate and we connect up, we get knowings, like we connect and we get messages and knowings. And geometrical forms, it's usually sacred geometry, and it's in a form of a code that we perceive, we receive, and then it unravels and we translate it into a new knowing that comes out. Does that make sense? And the faces you see, I'm not sure. I am not sure. The faces, if you see them, they could be your star family. They could be spirit guides. It depends. You have to kind of feel into yourself what it feels like. Okay, if it feels weird and freaky, probably not your spirit guides. Usually your family of light will not scare you or do any freaky things, right? Does that make sense? Does it? They are lizards. Wow. Okay. So how does it feel? Do they feel like, are you feeling a bit scared when you see these? If you're feeling scared, you can just intend, I don't want to see this anymore. I don't want this type of information. No. You say you're not feeling scared. Okay. Then it could be a coded message. It could be a past life memory. It could be a different planet of origin that you're seeing, right? It could be different things, but if you're not feeling scared, and if you're feeling that it's okay, that is just interesting, I would just take that. I would take that information and ask that you understand the message, right? The intention is everything. Intention is everything. So when I don't understand something or something weird is happening, I always say, I want to understand this. Give me the understanding. And the understanding comes after a few days. Lizards you have seen in church. Oh my goodness, they are good lizards. You have seen many faces. Okay. I mean, if you're seeing visions, if you're seeing faces, if you're seeing things, while you're meditating, obviously you're tapping into your Akashic record. We always have access to our Akashic record. You're tapping into other memories of past lives, perhaps here on Earth. You're tapping into the ether. You're tapping into the collective. There's lots of things that can come through, right? And it's about your intention. Like I've talked about it before many times. Well, even now still, but especially before I started really understanding all this channeling, starseed stuff, good and bad, light and dark. I was very careful what I let in and who I let in. I was very, very careful. I was always very guarded. I always guarded myself very carefully to not get anything negative in, and it's worked so far. I would only talk to the archangels because I wasn't sure, like the other side. Okay, what's the other side? Who's there? Who am I going to let in? So I was always careful in guarding myself and with my intention, only intending the highest vibrational light to come in, the highest vibrational messages, the highest vibrational beings. And that's only recently. Before it was only the archangels were allowed to tell me anything or come through because I wasn't knowledgeable enough about anything else, right? And my whole spiritual awakening process has been really, really solid and kind of slow throughout my life. And I'm glad now because, I've never had really negative experiences regarding spirituality, right? So I feel very solid, and I never see those things that you're talking about. But because I'm guarded, I'm like, okay, nothing gets through, only the highest, only what I can understand, only what I'm ready for, And I'm going to make a video about false guides, about psychic addiction, about using tools, about black magic, all that kind of stuff that can be really detrimental. A lot of clients who come to me have had bad experiences, right? So, right? Okay. Keep saying in the name of the light and the highest creator source before you begin any meditation. Yes, Adelasia, very right. Before bed and intention, protect yourself, be guarded. No bad, only light. You're very right, Adelasia. Adelasia or something? Adelasia? Very nice name. You are totally right. You guys know when I start any kind of transmission or when I'm telling you, okay, maybe try this or try that, the first thing to do is connect to the light. Connect to the light. Call in 4 archangels to create a safe space. Then start whatever you're doing. Because, nothing can really get through, right? And keep your vibration really high and pure and clear. And you think any kind of demonic, weird stuff can come through in that? No, it can't. It can't. Yeah. Mantra, the violet flame for protection. Yeah, there's different methods, but basically it's connecting to the light, raising your vibration and having the intention of only bringing through your legions of light and nothing else. That's so important in any which way you want, right? You will know if you are to work in the dark and the light of the one. Archangel Michael is your favorite. He was the one I talked to for like 5 or 10 years because I knew nothing else. I didn't know anyone else. He didn't talk back to me either. I wasn't born openly psychic, right? But I kind of knew, I kind of had really good intuition. Let's see. Any more questions? My twin's wife sent some black magic on me. Okay, listen. Black magic only works if you buy into it and believe it and take it on, right? So that's the thing. There is such a thing as curses, spells, and black magic and demons. They are real, sadly, but they can only work if you if you feel the fear, if you believe it, if you buy into it, if you're shocked by it, if you let yourself be affected by it. If not, then they cannot do anything, and then it doesn't work. Black magic does not work if you don't buy into it. This is how it works with spells, curses, and black magic. Someone does this, and you feel a little effect. Okay, something may happen initially, right? And you're like, oh no, black magic has been done on me. And you have fear, and you're like, wow, and you buy into it a little bit. Then the next thing will happen, and you'll say, that was black magic. And you see, so this expands, and you're putting your attention on it, and it expands and expands, and in the end, you will be cursed, and you will attract bad things. It's like a cycle, right? But if something happens, and you think black magic has been done, and something negative happens, you're just like, hey, no. You say, no, I'm not buying into it. This is not working on me. I am sorry. I am protected. You call in your angels. You cut it. You ask Archangel Michael to cut it. You step into your power. You emit your light. And then nothing can happen. Nothing can harm you, right? You just have to be really confident. You have to call in the light. You have to step into your soul power, right? Can I tell you about your starseed origin, please? Anchor. I would have to go into your Akashic records, and I would have to, it's a whole big, it's a little more than just here, okay? I did see a question that was really good. I saw a question that was really good up there. Where is that? Thank you, my beautiful moderator. You're doing your work, I see. Good job. Okay, always have the angels with you. Amazing plasma event. Woo! Okay. You're in the void, you're bored. Okay, where is that? There was a really good question. Where was that question? When the video is over, will I be able to go through and answer the missed questions as you have time? I'll have to do another Q&A. I'll try to maybe do a thing that the YouTubers always do. They say, oh, write the questions on Instagram and I will answer them. I'll do something like that, okay? Okay, let me see. What do you say to speak to your galactic council? That's a good one. What do you say to speak to your galactic council? Okay, yes. My galactic council came to me, or I came to them relatively recently after I'd done a lot of this type of work. So I was aware, the knowing came through that I had a galactic council. I knew that I had a galactic council. My spiritual awakening has been in stages. It always is. More and more and more and more opens. First I thought I was a Pleiadian Arcturian starseed. Then and it opened up that I'm a, parallel dimension starseed. Then it opened up that I'd been in different incarnational cycles on different planets, that I'm a blueprinter, and then, that I have a galactic council. That came quite late. It came this year. And when I knew this, and I'll show you something here. Where is he? Where's my Arcturian spirit guide? I think he fell down. Ha! 1 second, I have a picture. Oh, here he is. Oh no, he's all crumpled. You see? Okay. Elron. Arcturian spirit guide. Okay, I knew I had him. So one day I knew I had a galactic council up there, and I somehow knew he was somehow involved. So I said, can you please, he was my personal spirit guide. So I said, please, can you take me up there? I want to go and meet my council. And I knew it was a spaceship up there. I just knew that there was a light ship and that I was going to go there in my vision, right? Arcturian. So I said, take me there, and boom, I was there and I saw everything. He took me by the hand and he led me through the spaceship up there. And then suddenly I saw a table. In one room with 12 beings around it, 12 beings of light. And I couldn't see these beings quite yet. But this all happened in a vision, but I asked, like, The visions don't just pop in. I always ask. That's why I always say take action. Take action, because when I get a knowing, I ask and I intend. I want to see. Take me there. Show me. And then it happens, right? So that's how it happened. I asked my Arcturian personal spirit guide to take me, and he's part of my council of 12. And then in later visits and visions, sometimes just before going to sleep, I say, I want to connect to my council, and then I'm there, and then I see them sitting around the table. And then a few months ago is when suddenly each one showed him or herself to me, and I saw each member of the council so clear. I knew their starseed origin. I knew who they were. So that's how it happened. It's really beautiful. You have to ask and search and intend and visualize. That's why I say do your work. Do your work. I had to do a lot of work in order to be able to open up. I wasn't always super psychic. I used to think, oh, I'm not psychic enough. I can't do any of this. I used to think that for years and years and years, right? How did I figure out where my guide was from? Oh, sorry. How did I figure out where my guide was from? Let me see, where's that question? I have one I call on and can picture her, don't know details about her. It's because I've studied the different starseeds and I know their energy signature, and because I've worked in the Akashic Records with you, many of you. I don't know, a lot of you are clients of mine here. I do a lot of readings. So after doing a lot of readings for a year, like very intensely, I kind of have learned the signatures of the starseeds and channeled and gone to their planets. So after having, you know, being able to see and learn about the different starseeds, then that's why when I ask a spirit guide to step forward, I see them, I know where they're from, I see what shape they are, what energy center they are, right? I learned this over years and years and years, and now I ask and I recognize it, right? So it's something that everybody can learn. It truly is. It is. It makes a lot of sense. Do some research, do meditations. Yeah, you can ask. How does one learn this? Just by doing meditations? No. I have done many different courses in my life. Courses, and I'm now still doing courses. I'm a perpetual learner. I've searched and learned for methods, different teachers, different methods, different modalities. And I found one really good teacher. Some of you may know her, Andrea Hess from Soul Realignment. She was the one who brought it together. It's a modality that I studied, and then brought my other modalities in, my hypnosis skills. So I am able to jump into someone else's past life and starseed life and see the planets and this and that. So I've studied a lot. Doesn't come natural. I've studied and studied and studied, and I'm old. I've studied a lot. Right? So it's just, I'm an eternal spiritual seeker, and if you study, you can get there. Anybody can. Do starseeds such as Polarans exist? Yes. The North Star, Polaris, is a planet. I have been there in my visions several times. It's a beautiful planet. I made a video about it. Check my videos. It's called Polaris. Starseed origin Polaris. And many tribal people on this earth come from Polaris, right? They're very tribal. They're very cohesive. They live in groups. They have very strong communities. The Polarans, they're very steady, they're very true, they're very loyal. Up there on Polaris, they look like tall, strong, Amazonian type of people with Rasta type hair and kind of a little bit of scales. The planet is very earthy, very grounded. It's a 3D planet. So Polaris exists, believe me. It's beautiful. Any other questions? We are now at 54. I don't want to go further than an hour. So last questions here. Halls of Amenti. Thank you so much. Anyone else that is Procyon? I have not found one yet. Oh, Procyon. Did I do a reading for you? Did I? Procyon is amazing. Procyon, I don't know. I have to make a video about the Procyons. The Procyon starseeds are children of the sun. and they're actually fairies. They're like fairies. They have wings, they fly, they love the sun. They're very high vibrational. They're very, very beautiful. So the Procyon starseeds are beautiful, a little bit strange. Sometimes they have problems with eating because they live off the sun. They're sun gazers, right? Can I ask you if you can tell what I am, or is it too public, too specific? It is too specific because I would have to dive into your Akashic record and check. Maybe I'll make another video where I'll do a few starseed origin readings. Maybe. Would it be fascinating to know the stories? Yes. Yep, you barely eat, you hate food. Yeah, it's because in Procyon, the souls live off the sun. They live off the sunlight. They're sun gazers. They don't need to eat. I saw that they consume only flower nectar, and they love to consume the dew of the flowers. It's really beautiful. It's beautiful there. How does a negative soul connect back up to source? Okay. They do it through choice. They can choose to, they can just choose to connect. And I actually channeled a meditation or a session, a transmission where I saw where this was possible. I channeled this when I was asking about negative souls. So what a negative soul can do, now this is the thing, every soul in the universe has a divine God spark inside. Deep inside, there's a divine God spark, even if it's just tiny. That's what created the soul. And this tiny divine God spark can be expanded and has the possibility to connect to the light. So if a negative soul wants to connect to the light, it can expand the God spark and ask to connect to divine source, connect to the light, and actually visualize this. I'm going to do this hypnosis session soon, right? So actually visualize the connection, the soul connection up to divine source, and then there will be a thread, because if you ask to connect to creator source, to the divine, you will be heard and you will connect. So all they have to do is ask. And they can connect this God spark, because that's the point of connection that can be like E.T. go home, right? Does that make sense? Okay. You always felt like you hope people of Earth will be sun gazers instead of eating. One day they will. I don't know in what dimension, in a really high dimension there. I feel in the 5th dimension we're not going to eat animals anymore, right? So, and after that, we're going to evolve that we'll need only light. I believe that. Does soul infusion exist? I don't know what that means. What do you mean by soul infusion? I don't know that term. Maybe I know what it means, but I don't know that term. Can you explain, please? Moon gazing is good. Moon gazing, great. So explain the soul infusion, please. You are so accurate and everything resonates. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's really kind. Okay. Anyone knows what soul infusion is? Infuse the soul with what? Infuse the soul into a body, or don't know what that means. Okay. Soul infusion, soul infusion. Nobody's telling me that. Pleiadians and Taurus. I did wake up with a big silver dollar. Chunk of hair missing. Ooh. Maybe you had a mouse who took your hair for a nest. It happened to my father when I was young. Okay. All right. Soul sharing or soul splitting. Aura mixing. Infuse dissipates. Can anyone answer? Soul infusion. Okay. What I know, I think I made a video about this. Oh yeah, I think I did. There are soul shifters. Can a soul be fused with another soul as opposed to soul attachment? No, I don't think so. No. Two souls can live in a body, right? They can share a body. That is like full possession kind of thing. They can't fuse. Not normally. Not normally. Now, on a galactic level, I feel that something like that can happen, but It's something that I saw in a vision of the future about a negative soul group fusing, being destroyed and being recreated and something new coming out, but not in everyday normal life. I don't really think that that can happen. Two souls fusing together. I mean, at the very highest level, okay, after divine creator source, when our soul was first born, at the highest level, this soul split into two. That's what the twin flame is, right? And then they split more and more and more and more times. So these are our oversouls. So I don't know if they can fuse back together. I don't think so. I mean, unless you're talking about the twin flame reunion where they maybe merge for a while and then come back apart or something like that. But I haven't heard of that. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? So yeah, there's all kinds of weird things. Weird things. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Saludos, saludos. Sí, gracias. Hablo español también. Tú no sabes. Okay. All right. Okay. So, did that make sense with the souls? Okay. Emotional about the animal kingdom. Yes, I absolutely agree. The plant kingdom. Well, I think that is part of ascending, that you don't need to consume animals or plants anymore, but you have to see how it works with your present 3D body, right? Okay, you can be a fragmented soul, as you can talk to your own higher self as a fragment, came to live on earth as well as another life. Yes, you're right. I actually sometimes measure this. I wouldn't say fragment. I would say it's a part of your soul essence. I don't think it fragments. It's still the whole of you, but like at a different dimension. So we can put a certain percentage of our soul in our incarnation. That's what we do. We're up there in our soul's home in heaven. I call heaven our soul's home, right? And then we decide to put a certain percentage into our incarnation. That's usually between 15 and 30%. That's what I measured, 15 and 30%. So depending how much soul essence or soul part or soul fragment you put in the human body, it's how present you are, right? Some people, just another piece of you. Yeah, some people are not very present. They're like not very there, I think they didn't put enough soul percentage in. And if people are very present, very there, their soul comes through, maybe they put a little more soul into that incarnation. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. All right. I think we have the 62-minute mark. That's quite a lot. So I don't want to make it too difficult for people to view this afterwards. So some stays in heaven, the rest gets fragmented out to different places. Okay. Well, up there in other dimensions, time, space, matter is different. So the other part of the argument is that we do have parallel lives. So if time doesn't exist up there, we live in parallel timelines in different places, right? So it's if you really get into it, it's kind of complicated, right? It's like mind-boggling. We can't really understand how it actually works, but it's complicated. So yes, our soul can live in different places, different times, different planets, and put parts of itself into different incarnations. That is true. Okay, so I think we have to finish this session. So I really enjoyed this, guys. I really did. Like, if you enjoyed this, remember to give this a thumbs up. Everybody give it a thumbs up. Yay! I have 70 thumbs up. Oh, can all of you please give this a thumbs up? Yes. Thank you. I'm seeing the thumbs going up. Yoo-hoo! And maybe just let me know in the normal comments, not in the chat comments, if you want a video like this again. And I'll try to answer your questions. Yeah, it's great to connect to all of you. See you there. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for your donations. I really, really appreciate those too. If you send me donations, you will get that abundance back 100-fold, 1,000-fold. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody who commented, who sent your love. Thank you so much everybody for participating. And thank you for being part of this channel, for subscribing. Good night, Sharon, Eartha, Leda Jones, Manuela. So nice to see you always. Alfonso, Mimi, Samara. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you are giving me your presence, your soul essence. Thank you so much. Tanya, Yolo, Lawa. Coffee Cat, thank you so much. I think you did a really good job there. You did a good job. Okay, so I will see you soon with another video, and maybe I'll do these every couple of weeks. Okay? Love you all. Happy Ascension. Bye for now.